welcome back to the channel. Continuing on with Diablo 2 Hardcore with my druid here. And yeah, I think last time I got up to Decker Kane saved, and gonna continue on from there. So yeah, just give me a second, I'm just bringing up the stream on my phone so I can keep an eye on chat. There we go. Okay. And good to go. Alright. Now just a reminder, this is hardcore mode. It means if I die once, then the run's over. Just a lot of main things. Oh, okay. 4. Alright. Hello everyone who decided to jump in. Welcome to the stream. Just currently making my way through Darkwood and then on to the Black Marsh. So I'm probably going to be fighting the Countess here in the next like 10-15 minutes if I can find the tower easily enough. For those who have never played Diablo 2 or anything like that, every time you log in, unless you're playing single player, mind you, the map is completely randomized. In single player, the enemies respawn, but the map stays the same. With online, yeah, the map layout changes, and obviously enemies. I got some really good luck last stream with my drops. I got quite a few rare ones. I got a side item. I think it's that chest armor that I'm wearing right now. So I got pretty lucky when it came to drops. Kind of hoping that luck continues. I'm probably going to put more into Firestorm for a little bit, because I was watching like a couple videos on the Diablo 2 hardcore mode, and one specifically, on a druid, and it actually, Firestorm looks pretty useful, especially at the start of the game. So my first few levels, obviously, I put into my summons so I could have a little bit of meat shields, basically, in between myself and the enemies, so I have time to run away if I start getting hit a little too much. Right. Oh, this is Black Marsh. Good. I am going to want to grab the waypoint for Black Marsh before I continue on. Just because if I want to find Countess, I don't know if finding Countess in normal will really do anything for me, because like, she drops runes, but I don't think she drops like great runes right now. What do I have on? Oh, yeah, put that on. So, when they brought out the expansion to this game, obviously Druid got released as a new class. Something they did was brought out class-specific items. So, like, Druids get, like, a wolf head or a spear helmet or something like that. And it's specific for Druids. Only Druids can wear it. And the Amazons got javelins and some bows. I think there's a specific, like, kind of bow that's Amazon only. Paladins got shields, like a certain shield that are Paladins only. Barbarians got, I think they're like guard helmets. I don't know. It's a very specific item. But I thought it was pretty cool. Like, even like this, it's just a regular item. It's only socketed, and it gives you a few, like, actual skill points. So even when it's not like a rare item or like even a magic item, like just a basic item, you might put it into even one like skill. I got pretty lucky with that one. It put up, yeah, my Poison Creeper and Raven, but at least Poison Creeper. It's a free skill point in the Poison Creeper that I don't need to put in for the time being, anyway. Also, with when I rescued Dr. King, I don't think I mentioned this during my last stream. You get, for the reward, basically, you get obviously Decker Cane to identify items for you. You get a ring from Akara, and you get the ability to respec once in once a playthrough. So basically, you get every time you complete that quest. So in normal, nightmare, and hell, you get one free respec. So that's 3 respecs throughout your playthrough if you go all the way to hell difficulty, which ideally I will be if I live. We'll see. I don't foresee me dying in Act 1 just because everything's pretty easy. Act 2, I don't foresee me dying too much, like, at all in Act 2. Obviously not die at all because it's a hardcore run. I can see Durian being the first, like, real test of the run. Just because he hits extremely hard. He freezes you, so you move a lot slower. You're in a very small room. So, like, it's a little bit of a pain. I was really oh, this is I'll show you this. This is a Necromancer specific item. So, it's a basic item. Necromancers can use it. And they get, like, their skeleton mastery. So, that's something cool that they brought with the expansion. And it was kind of like a game changer when, like, you would, especially if you were playing, like, base Diablo 2, which I played a lot before the expansion came out. And because the original game only went up to Act 4, where you killed Diablo, then you went to the next difficulty. Well, the expansion adds Act 5. So then, technically, you never beat the game. not getting that lucky with the drops tonight. So I hope everyone's having a good weekend, a good Saturday night, or depending on where you're at, maybe a Sunday morning, or maybe even a Saturday morning. But hopefully everyone's having a good day nonetheless. I'm currently making my way towards the counter. Also, another thing they added when the short went, they added runes and rune words. So there's like specific set of runes that you can put into socket items that create rune words. There's a few that I know off the top of my head that, like, okay, I need these runes to make it. All the ones that I know of for sure are ones that I'm not going to be having anytime soon. Plus the level requirement on them is like level 60 something. So I wouldn't even be able to use them even if I did have them. And they require some really high level runes, which just I don't have any hopes of dropping regularly. Oh yeah, another ring. Yeah, that's good. Put it into my mana. There we go. Oh, nice. Actually, I am going to go back to town. Got a few items I want to identify.
Good day.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Equip that. What's this?
Good day.
There are not many great drops. Let's put another one to fire. Okay. So Canthus will be on this floor. So, as I said before, the map is always like randomized every time you load into an online game. In saying that, generally in like areas like this and like in like boss rooms, so like the catacombs, level 4, they generally follow the same layout, so you know exactly where the boss is going to be. Like, say, for example, the Countess is always going to be in the second door on the right, and you go up, and the Countess is always going to be through there. See? And I've got a turret, so that's kind of terrible. Really great one. So obviously, like in the hell difficulty, the ring drops are supposed to be better. Yeah, they're supposed to be a lot better than just dropping shit like that, basically.
Not here.
I will throw that to my stash, though. Never know. Might need a Terra rune for something. I do have an app on my phone that allows me to create the rune words, and it has like all the runes that are available in the game and what rune words they're used in. It allows me to like track the rune words. It doesn't tell me where I can get those runes. I have to look that up separately, but it's pretty good resource. Drops. Tired, like I said, class specific item, that is for power. So I can't. Now, I've been debating on this run, the further I get into it, if I'm going to allow online play. I think, now this is just me spitballing, please let me know in the comments, or even let me know right now what you guys. If I'm going to be grinding, which at some point I feel like I'm probably going to grind, just because if I get to say Act 5 fail in normal and I feel like I'm underleveled, I don't want to risk dying because I'm trying to grind levels by myself. I might try entering an online game and having some people help me level. If that's something that you guys would be okay with, let me know. If it's something that kind of seems like it goes against the run, then by all means, let me know that too. But I'm just trying to form a thought process for myself. Because I know in my past experience with these kinds of runs, it's not that I've been under-leveled. I feel like I've been pretty like on level for most of the things. I did find, however, that I was horribly underachieving. I did not get any decent box almost the entire time that I was doing. And if I was to take even like an hour or two to do a couple of, say, when I get there, do Diablo runs. But I don't want to risk my run to do it, if that makes sense. Yeah, I would much rather see if anyone is having a game that is open and they are super confident in their own builds to run Diablo a bunch of times. We'll see. So I am aiming to kill Andarial tonight, the final boss of this act, because I'm getting fairly close. I'm already at the outer cloister, so that only leaves jail, or barracks, jail, and inner cloister, and then the catacombs left to do. So I might actually end up getting to Andarial tonight. We'll see. See how it goes. That poison creeper's doing so much work for me. I wish I could like see like basically a stack counter for all the kills that the creeper gets, vice everything else. Because I feel like the creeper is carrying. It's just the poison damage is so good, especially early on in the game when nothing has any immunities. And their health bar is like aren't really the greatest. By the way, the outer cloister and the inner cloister, those are also maps that are not randomized. What's randomized, mind you, at least for the outer cloister, is where the barracks is. There's usually 3 different ways you can go up, left, or right, based on where the waypoint is. Sometimes the barracks won't be like straight up. I've always found that 9 times out of 10 the barracks are, but also like, yeah, sometimes it's very nice. I guess that's some shit boots. Oh my god, my piece of shit. So as you see with that elite, it had a immunity to fire. So that means my firestorm would not do any damage to it. No matter how many times I would cast it on them. Thanks. There we go. Okay. So I definitely want to find the what is it called? The hammer for Charity. So I want to kill the smith, just because. Oh, there's the jail. That's helpful. Just because that lets me imbue one like normal item to make it a rare, so it will be a lot better. It's not like a super good like item, but it definitely would help. Oh god. If you're just joining, welcome to the stream. I'm currently running through the barracks on my way to fight the smith and eventually Andarial. Ooh, that'll be good for my mercenary. So I do plan on, as soon as I get to Act 2, changing out my mercenary. I did a whole explanation on why in my last stream, but just a quick touch on it. Mostly because the Act 2 mercenary is extremely good. They come with auras, like paladin auras, that will really help. I'm gonna go back to town again to get this stuff identified.
Good morning.
Okay.
I'll put that to good use.
Yeah. Okay. What do I got? So charms, they're items that just give you permanent upgrades, as long as you have them in your inventory. But some of them are really good, some of them, not so much. Like those ones, not so much. Oh, I got 10 more stat points. There we go. Feel like the smith is right here. Yeah. So that the smith can hit really hard. Whenever I went through this, like when I was much younger, I actually had a hard time with this. And I would die very often. I don't know why. Probably just because I was terrible at the game when I was younger.
Charcy will be thankful to get this malice. Can't hold a force of nature.
Hey man. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. So if you're just joining, I'm currently in the jail on my way to the catacombs and also on my way to killing Andarial. And Act 2. I think of all the acts, I would say Act 2 is like my least favorite. It certainly used to be because I never did Act 3. And by saying never did Act 3, there's a super easy way to skip basically 90% of Act 3. It involved having to get like certain waypoints obviously late into the game. But mostly there's a high council you have to kill in order to get access to Mephisto, or at least the area Mephisto's in. So basically the way to skip Act 3, you find a game that's going to be killing the High Council, and they haven't completed the quest before. You go make sure you're in the area when they kill the High Council. Make sure you get... And then from there, you can... As long as you get the quest from Cain saying that, yeah, you killed the High Council and now you have to smash the orb or whatever, you have access to the Durance Effect, which is where Mephisto is. So as long as you have someone with the waypoint to... I can't remember the name of the area, but as long as you have the waypoint to where the High Council is, and then a waypoint to the Durance of Fate level 2, you can immediately skip all of Act 3. Now, this being a hardcore run, obviously, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that because I don't think there'll be anyone that I'd be able to do that with, and I would rather not, because then I would lose out on like all the experience and levels I would get from Act 3. But if you're playing normally and you really, really don't want to do Act 3, because it is pretty long, there are some useless places there, if that makes sense. And there's some unneeded areas in Act 3. If you really don't feel like doing that, then that's the way to skip Act 3. And of course, Act 4 is like 3 or 4 areas, and Act 4 generally flies right by. So if you're playing by yourself, your first playthrough, and it's not hardcore, highly recommend you go through Act 3 anyway, because if you skip Act 3, you're losing out on a bunch of experience. Then you're just going to go into Act 4 horribly underleveled, and you're just going to get demolished. Oh, that was a pointless deal. Alright. Oh, I'm lagging a little bit. That's not good. I swear to God, if I die from a lag spike, I'm gonna be pissed. I mean, I could have went like single player and did I run that, and I feel like that just wouldn't be the same. I don't know why. It just wouldn't be the same. I know there's a waypoint for the jail level 1, but I'm not even gonna bother going to get it because there's no reason for me to come back here. Unless I was to quit out of the game, and then obviously I would rather have jail level 1 so I don't have to go through the barracks again. But yeah, there's no reason to grab the waypoint. There's nothing like useful in this area to come back for, like, no. No point in grabbing it, in my mind anyway. And just a reminder, this is only my 3rd hardcore character I've ever done. First one I've ever streamed. I did do a Necromancer hardcore run last year, I think. I did a Necromancer run, and I ended up getting to Act 5 normal, and I died literally on bail because I was only level 31. My gear was horrible, and I wasn't outputting enough damage. And I think I was relying heavily on my summons, more so than my spells and stuff. So yeah, that didn't turn out well. I think I ended up getting like 2 or 3 hit from Bale, so that wasn't great. Then I tried with a paladin. I ended up dying just outside of Tristram. I had a little fallen champion guy, the lightning guy. He ended up killing me, which is kind of surprising. And so I restarted. So I guess I had 4 characters, but I don't really count that first paladin because it was like, I think I started the run and it was like maybe 20 minutes later I ended up dying, so I don't really count that one. And then on my 3rd run I got to Andarial and then ended up dying again with a paladin. So
the supernatural is strong here.
So I'm kind of hoping that I get a bit farther with the druid. I like the druid. Like when I would play like normally, I think I liked playing the druid and I liked playing a paladin. Paladin's usually my go-to for playthroughs. And like I never really cared for. Always had, I think like I have a level 50 or 60 barbarian that I have like just playing normally on here. I don't know. I don't mind playing a barbarian, but I honestly, if I had a choice, I wouldn't immediately go to barbarian. I don't mind playing an Amazon, although I get a little bored with an Amazon, I guess. Sorceress, I have a level 80 some sorceress, but I got walled in hell difficulty because I couldn't do any damage, because every time I would dual spec. I think I did fire and cold, which I don't know much about like sorceress skills, but I think I was dealing decent damage with my spells. I got completely walled in hell difficulty, Act 1, because everything has like an immunity, like an elemental immunity, and most of the things in Act 1 have a fire immunity or a cold immunity. Those are like the two like most common immunities in Act 1. And me being a fire cold sorcerer, kinda screwed it. Yeah, being frozen is not a good thing in this. No, I want the waypoint. I may want to do some Andarial runs eventually to get some better gear. So if anyone has any like advice, if they have played a lot of like druids, or even advice on the game itself, please give any and all advice. I've played the game a lot, but like I don't have a bunch of knowledge on the game, if that makes sense. I know like rune words to get. I know some of like the set items that might be decent to use, but again, I'm by no means an expert on this game. especially with playing hardcore. I just have like basically no experience with hardcore characters. We're starting leveled up. That sounds good. Normal hawk helm. So this is the other one. So that is extremely good, actually. I'm gonna put that on, but I think I might use that as my imbued item for character. This would be a great time to showcase that. So let me clear up this area, and I'll go show you the quest reward for getting the malice and killing the smith. It's a one-time use thing, every difficulty.
Oh.
So imbue. So she'll only do like regular items. So then, as you've seen, it was so much to Firestorm, Poison Creeper, and something else, and it was just like a normal item. Now it's a rare item, and it gives me more spell and more skills. So I get 3 to Molten Boulder, which isn't bad. I don't use the Carrion Vine, which actually, let's take a look. What is the Carrion Vine? So eats corpses and replenishes my life. I mean, that's not terrible. But right, like I feel like especially in hardcore, I need that damage output, not so much the healing aspect, because I can heal myself.
Not here.
Obviously, I'm limited in how I can heal myself, but I can heal myself. I don't need a vine doing that for now. All right, so that's a decent helm to get right before Andarial. Okay, just 1 second. Kind of hoping this is the waypoint. Yes, it is. Perfect. So now I can come back here, and if I need, especially when I'm in Act 2, if I feel like I need like better items, I can run through this boss fight multiple times and get, and like maybe I'll get decent drops, but it's normal difficulty, so the drops that you get, especially Act 1, it's not going to be great. There's going to be some low-level drops, but if I'm really desperate for gear, or even experience, I can run this like a time or two. So also, I think I explained this in my last stream, I can't remember if I did. So Firestorm has its own things, but then its other skills will put into Firestorm. So now, because I have 4 points into Molten Boulder, it puts 23% fire damage per level of Molten Boulder. So that's a lot. That's a lot of extra damage just from my helmet, because I think I put 1 into Molten Boulder myself. So my Firestorm's doing a lot more damage just because I have that helmet on, even though it's not adding to the skill itself. Feeling a bit confident going into Andarial though. I have decent gear. My summons are, well, I think the only one I've put a lot into for my summons is my Poison Vine, and even then I've only put 4 points into them. But I can always respec if I find that maybe I should like focus more on my summons if they're doing a little bit more damage. But honestly, probably the way I'm going to end up running this character. So just while I'm sitting here, I'm going to eventually want probably the bear, because it's just a very tanky thing. Probably the poison creeper. And I'm probably going to go with the oak sage for the entire run. Or maybe Heart of the Wolverine. Oh, one or the other. I might go Heart of the Wolverine, actually, for my spirit, just because it puts up the attack rating, damage. Yeah, attack rating and damage. So that will affect my bear anyway. And then I'll focus on getting my elemental skills up. So, if you've never played Diablo before, each skill, you can only put so many points into a skill level anyway. I think it's 24 it gets capped at. And it gets capped at 24, and then from there, the only way to increase damage is by putting in the other skills that affect that one skill, so like Fire Flame, Molten Boulder. They directly affect each other. Then your biggest increasing skills will be the items you pick up. So certain unique items, certain set items, certain any rare, like a lot of rare items, they'll add to certain skills, or unique items especially, they'll add to like 1 to all your skills, or 1 to all certain skill lists. And I think one of the unique wolf heads, I can't remember like the tier of wolf head either, but it gives a really good unique drop, and it adds, I think, like 1 or 2 to all druid skill levels, and then it adds like 1 or 2 into all druid summoning skills, and then from there it adds into specific skills. Once I get an item that actually does that, it'll be easier to show you rather than explain it. I feel like I'm not very good at explaining it. But yeah, those will be the items that we're going to want. Just because it'll give me boosts to my skills without having to put in those skills myself. Or maybe I'll die at Andarial tonight, and all this planning will be for naught. Because I think that's what I did with my Paladin. I was aiming for a Blessed Hammer Paladin. I had my build all lined up. I had the items I was going to want, the skills I was going to want to put into. And then I ended up dying to Andarial anyway, so it didn't matter. Okay. Also, if you're watching my last stream, I'm going to be probably focusing on getting rejuvenation potions. Is that good? I like it though. I feel like that's good. Oh, good job, guys. Probably shouldn't have went into my skill tree there. Didn't do that. How much damage does this do? So right now, 22 to 37. I'll stick with Firestorm for now. if anyone that has played a druid before is watching, any advice, because like I don't want to be putting into pointless stats or skills. You know what I mean? So any and all advice would be helpful. So best way to do Andarial, try and clear out as much of the extra mobs as you can, because she poisons, does a fair amount of damage. You don't want the little things attacking you while you're trying to get this back. Oh god. So as you can tell, it does, like, she does a lot. But there we go. Alright. Oh, did I get unique? Oh, that's great. That's a good draw. Woo! First boss down.
Dario, your reign is over.
Andarial.
I'll revive you just for the simple fact
Not
that
here.
Hello.
I need items off you. Oh, drop that. Okay, what did I get? Oh, that's really good. Oh, well, still really good. So those, yeah, it's 2 to leap, but that's for barbarian only. But it'll still be good for me. Everything else is kind of trash.
Final.
Just gonna sell that too. Yeah, that fight went a lot better than what I thought it was going to, actually. Okay. Go east. And Diablo 2 has some fairly good cutscenes, but I don't want to deal with anything with that if I'm not supposed to show any of those cutscenes on stream, if that makes sense. So we'll just we'll skip over that. Alright. And she has been kind of helpful, but it's time to replace her. Okay. So when it comes to Act 2 mercenaries, so they get their basic attack, which is their jab, which is kind of like zeal for a paladin, and then they have a aura that is constantly going for them. So these ones have prayer. This one is attack rating, then defense, and I think that one's attack rating as well. I'm gonna go with the defiance, just because that's an extra 90% on my defense, and that defense is always good to have.
Use.
So now when we go into a area to fight, I'll have an extra
I know my-
90% boost to my defense.
Not here.
Alright, how long? Just give me a second here, I just want to see how long I'm streaming for. Yeah, that's about an hour. I think I'm going to leave it here for the night, but made some really good progress. Didn't really have that many close calls. Got to Act 2, so next stream, if you're on my channel, I'll probably post again the 3 options for my challenge runs. Right now, I have a Dark Souls 3 bows only run that I'm currently going through. My Demon Souls Spoils of War run that I also have going. And then now I have my hardcore run. I'm going to put in another poll, probably maybe tomorrow. And let me know what you want to see me play. I'm open to playing all 3. I played this tonight because on my last poll, it was voted to play this. So please let me know. I'm okay with playing any of them. Whatever you guys want to see. If you guys would rather see me play through this a little bit more, I'm always happy to do that. Obviously, it's hardcore. When I die, the run's dead. And then I'll kind of like scrap Diablo 2 for a little bit, focus on my other runs, get maybe Dark Souls 3 bows only run done, then come back to Diablo 2. But that's how I'm going to try and do things. But thanks for stopping by and watching for a bit. If you're watching the VOD, please like, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. Leave a comment, any advice, anything like that. Always happy to hear from you. But yeah, that's all I got. Thanks for stopping by, guys.